4.
Okay, we're live.
Welcome to the Cactus Pheasant Classic here in Brooks, Alberta. My name is Paul Webster. Sitting beside me in the booth is Pete Stesky. You're joining us right now for an A qualifier. Team Edin from Sweden, the reigning world champions, versus Steve Laycock from Saskatchewan. Welcome, Pete.
Paulie, how are you, buddy?
I'm overly good today.
How's Jerry?
Jerry.
I'd like to say hi to our executive producer, Jerry, back in his hotel room.
He wanted to check the sound quality and the video quality of this broadcast from an internet connection. So Jerry's staying back at the Heritage Inn and Suites, proud sponsor of this event here in Brooks, Alberta.
Fantastic breakfast.
Oh, unbelievable breakfast. Went there this morning, even though we weren't staying there.
You're hungry, you got to go where you got to go. Not many options in this town. Paul, it looks like the Hammer is going to go to the Laycock team to start the game.
Game on. So what do you know about these two teams, Pete?
I know quite a bit about the Swedish rink. Victor and Sebastian came to our charity event this year, and then I've hung out with these guys quite a bit on tour. Great guys, great young team. Obviously, as you said, the reigning world champions. And then Laycock has been one of the top players out of Saskatchewan for the last 10 years after his World Junior Championship, I believe, in 2003.
No, it wasn't. Did we make a mistake on air yesterday? I thought he was playing out in Gatineau.
Yeah, actually, and Wang is playing in Winnipeg right now. There's phallic symbols all over the country.
First shot of the game here for Victor. How do you say that last name?
I just go with Victor, but
Victor.
might
Let's
be
go Victor. We're going to call Victor the
Victor K.
Victor K. So, two-time world champion Pea Lindholm coaching this team behind the scenes. Pete had a good chat with these guys. What did you find out from Pea?
Pea, he had some interesting comments. These guys, Edin, have played in this spiel now or 5 times maybe. They've never qualified, so this is huge for them to play in an A qualifier. And they have battled against Laycock quite a few times, including last week in Portage, where they snuck out a narrow victory. And he says the key to the game, Pea is a very intense individual. He wants his boys to be firing right away, not be relaxed because you have 3 opportunities to qualify. This is your opportunity to qualify. Treat it as that and try to jump all over Laycock. I didn't mean that to sound the way it did, sorry.
So Steve opting for the defensive call, asking Dal Myers his lead for the draw of the wing, ignoring that center guard. Something we don't see very often, but definitely a play to try to blank this end if you can, or score an easy 2.
Bra, stability inåt.
This is a call you typically used to see a lot with the 3-rock rule, not as much with the 4-rock anymore. I know when teams used to try this against Wayne Bada, he would literally give them chicken signs and tell them to man up and throw a guard. I'd like to give a shout out to Wayne. Just want to let you know that the community here is missing you. You've been a big participant in this spiel, not only on your own, but with Team Glenn Howard. And to celebrate your absence, we are having Caesar Friday to get the broadcast started, Wayne.
We being Pete.
We being myself.
I'm having Coke Zero Friday, or Saturday. Is it Friday? Friday.
Still Friday, Paul.
So we're going to have a fairly open end here to start this A-side qualifier. 8-end games here in Brooks, Alberta. Lots of big teams happening around. We have 2 other A-side qualifiers going on the ice, and they all, interesting enough, feature 1 Canadian team and 1 international team. So we'll be updating you on those scores while this game's on.
We had another big upset this morning, Paul, as Kevin Martin was knocked down to the seaside by Rob Schlender. Kev had a couple tough shots that went against him. Ended up losing that game in 7 ends, and now he's going to have to grind his way through the sea.
Yeah, it looks like they're struggling a little bit with the ice, and we've seen that in some of the games where people are just trying to figure out where to put the brush, and a little bit more curl today so far that we've seen in the game this morning. But we'll see how they battle back. Looking at the draw, Team Martin definitely doesn't have the easiest road. They could possibly play 4 games tomorrow. If they
actually got lucky, they got a bye in the sea, so they'll only have to play 3. But John Morris, who's also been knocked down to the Seaside will have to play 4 games tomorrow. The third of which would be a huge battle taking on Kevin Martin.
The interesting thing, however, Pete, if you look at if Martin qualifies, the quarterfinals are tomorrow night.
Wow.
So that would be the
fourth game of the day, really. Because John will have to win 1 more today and 4 tomorrow.
Boom.
The way they're playing, I don't know if that'll really come into play.
That's, I mean, the draw is one thing. It's the more direct result of this being a 6-sheet club. And that's just when you come here, the draws post ahead of time, so you sort of know where it falls. And, there's been teams in that spot every year, and unfortunately for Martin's team, they slipped into that spot this year.
You think about it, though, to play 4 8M games in a day, it's no different than playing 3 10s. And the guys, they did that for years, so they're all in shape now and fit. Shouldn't be much of a problem. Colton Flash throwing the...
And he did just that on the double.
Yeah.
Colton Flash and Kirk Myers playing with Braden Muscowie juniors, and Dallin Myers and Kirk being brothers.
It's coming across 12.
Canadian junior champions. I believe they beat Ontario in the final there.
Now we see Sebastian Krupp.
This is one funny guy. Sebastian's a great guy. He was a real hit at the charity event. He's a fitness freak. Very good player. Very good sense of humor.
So for what you know, Pete, the Team Edin is a full-time curling team.
Yeah, I don't believe any of them have jobs.
Seen pictures on Facebook and Twitter and stuff of them going in triathlons and so on in their off-season.
Yeah, Peo, their coach, who's a 3-time world champion and a hero in Sweden. He used to be a wild man out on the curling circuit, but since he's got into the coaching, he's really tightened it up. He's married now. He has kids, and he runs marathons, does the whole 9 yards. But he's traveling everywhere with the Swedish this year being an Olympic year to look after everybody.
Kirk Myers, the third here for Team Laycock, getting ready to throw his first in the first end. Team Laycock coached by the Myers father, Lyle. And again, Team Laycock is qualified for the pre-trials this year, so a shot at representing Canada in Sochi in February. They got to get out of that 12-team event, and then the prize for getting out of that 12-team event is going on to play the likes of McEwen, Cooey, Martin, and so on, Stoughton, Howard, and Epping in the trials. So they have a long road ahead of them to get to Sochi, but had some impressive results already this year.
Yeah, year in, year out, they'd be the best team in Saskatchewan for sure. They've had a lot of cash flow success. They've been to the Briar.
Calling for a guard. A lot of made shots so far this game, so I think the teams are getting a little better feel for this ice condition and making a ton here.
Yeah, we did see in our earlier draw this morning that we didn't cover. There appears to be, Roy's been working on the ice trying to get some more curl into it, so hopefully that's the case, because that'll just add to the shot-making quality that we see.
Kirk Myers being asked for the out-turn double. Try to clean this end up. Steve's been playing this fairly defensive all end, so he'd love the blank here if he could. And this is going to be a key shot to lead to that blank.
Nice double there, Paul.
Why, thank you. So made the double, but 2 guards still up in front, so Niklas isn't going to take any time in deciding what to do. So we'll see a really good chance to look at the ice condition here. Edge of 4 foot to try to get to the other 4, so about 3.5 feet of curl they're looking at here.
It might be about an extra foot or so compared to yesterday. Key to this shot is you almost want to only half or 3/4 bury it, because the risk is if you fully bury, Laycock's going to play the run back, and if he's running his own rock back, if he goes bang bang and nuts it, now all of a sudden he's lying 1 buried. So as much as your thought is you want to bury this stone completely, I don't think that'd be the best play for Edin.
Borde gå rakt där, så tar det lugnt med sopen.
Just for those listeners at home, they are talking Swedish right now.
I did do some homework, Paul, before the game, and I've had some translation into some Swedish swear words, so we'll be able to levy some heavy fines if those words are used during our broadcast.
Outturn draw the full 8 top forefoot here for Niklas Edin. Great chance again to look at this ice condition, see what's happened today. Lots of room by the guard.
Very nice touch there in the first end from Niklas.
So partially covered.
I think he actually put that in basically a perfect spot. I mean, the run back is probably easier. But in order to try to save your shooter, the hack weight shot is definitely the play. Really good shot there by Niklas.
Det här blir nästan ett strykjärn nu, för jag vill inte trycka till det. Men liksom...
Outturn softway takeout here for Steve Laycock to start this first end. Again, A-side qualifier here in Brooks, Alberta for the Cactus Pheasant Classic. These are the shots we see a number of teams struggle with right now. And already Steve's throwing a little bit better than some of the stuff we've seen the last 3 draws yesterday. So it looks like Roy's done a great job getting a little curl back in here. Trying to keep his shooter if he can. And the blank is definitely in play here.
Almost all the misses we saw yesterday on those shots, Paul, were wide, because the guys are used to playing on ice that really swoops in there with a lot of finish. So they'll pop those shots and have them run straight for the first 20 feet out of their hand. But anybody who did that yesterday became a victim pretty fast of a wide open flash. So the guys have had to adjust not only the broom and the weight, but probably the release a little bit as well. Shout out to new follower, Caleb Flaxey.
Flaxey, former lead of Brad Jacobs' team.
Yeah, and a scratch golfer.
Scratch golfer, no way, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
And now playing lead rocks for Wayne Tuck, I believe, in Ontario.
That's Wayne Tuck Jr. Wayne Tuck Jr. Another loyal follower of the broadcast. I think they're battling out in Gatineau.
A little bit.
Here's our blank attempt, Paul.
So again, Steve looking for the blank from the first rock at the end here. Opportunity in his hands to take hammer into the second end. Sweeping this right out of the hand. They want to roll this out. And they did.
Well executed blank. I was a little distracted from a tweet from Brittany Palmer. One of my all-time favorites on Twitter, Paul.
Outturn, hey?
If you don't get a chance to follow Brittany, you should.
Outturn corner.
Wow, yeah, Brittany looks like an avid curling fan. So second end of this 8-end game here in Brooks. Steve Laycock keeping hammer. Playing reigning world champion Niklas Edin and team from Sweden.
You might make the roll even with the nose hit weight you had. Just hit it and pop fly. Yeah.
Victor here is another funny guy. He asked me to lay off him on the broadcast. Go easy on him.
Did he actually ask that? I can't.
Usually they have to know that if they beg for such mercy, they're not going to get any.
Any Swedish listeners back there, we should have asked the correct pronunciation of Victor's last name. Ali Kreviazik, if you can provide any insight into that, that'd be great. I think Ali has spent the summer in Sweden.
She did. Her boyfriend Freddie throwing second stones for this team. And actually, Victor's also successfully stolen the hearts of one of our Canadian ladies. Jennifer over at Gold Line. We won't use her last name so she can get stalked. Where she's with actually Sportsnet.
Really, I didn't know that one.
Oh!
Victor being asked for the top 4-foot weight shot. He's a little short, and Steve Laycock keeping the defensive game plan going here is going to hit it.
Hard!
So we're going to rock the old school rules here.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, Saskatchewan last won the Brier in 1980. Since then, I believe Brad Height lost to Kerry Burtnick in the 95 final. And Randy Wojtowicz lost the 1991 final to Kevin Martin. Other than that, there's been not nearly as much success as you would think out of Saskatchewan, and a lot of people attribute that to the changing of the old rules where you could hit everything, and the 3 and the 4 rock rule now being in play forces the game to be a little more aggressive, and I don't know that as an entire province they've necessarily adopted to it yet. Obviously Laycock's a team that's perfectly capable of putting rocks in play and mixing it up. They've had tons of success in doing so, but looks like we're going to get a corner guard here, Paul, and maybe get some action.
Similar game plan to what we saw out of Cheryl Bernard and on her run to the Olympic silver medal in 2010. They anything in sort of that control zone they'd hit, and then once they got out of there, they would throw the corner.
Yeah, Cheryl won so many last rock games in the trials and the Olympics. It was unbelievable, the amount of pressure she had to endure for those 20 games that she played, and unfortunately she just missed her opportunity at a gold, but a great performance to get that silver medal for Canada, and she's also going to be in our pre-trials.
Yeah, Cheryl playing out of Calgary and getting ready for the pre-trials. They're practicing this weekend, actually, at the Glencoe Club. They got a couple of practice games and some ice going on there. But yeah, we talked about that run, and probably one of the best examples of scoreboard management and game plan happening throughout the trials. She won so many games in that run to the silver medal with last rock and just having hammer in the 10th end, and it was amazing to watch. Frederick Lindberg playing second stones here for Team Edin.
Now, does there not have to be any motion with the brush there, Paul? There's Victor's just he's got his broom right down in front of the rock, but there's no back and forth motion. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's a little bit gray there. The rule is there has to be a slight some sort of side-to-side motion, so you can keep it in almost a snowplow position, but there should be some movement. A lot of times the guys won't call that. They know the guy's cleaning. Nice double takeout there from Colton Flash.
Yeah, by no means would Victor be doing anything. I was just trying myself to get an update on what the rules are nowadays. Some sideways motion, some hand movement. Someone like our executive producer is doing right now back in the room.
Niklas opting go around this one. 2 red guards out in front, trying the outturn draw to the top 4, top 8 foot.
One thing about these guys, they're a very, very aggressive team. Even though that's a red rock that can be seen as a trouble stone for them, they play without fear, and they'll go around it and try to get some action going in this game.
So Lyon was really good on that one, but just slipped behind the tee line. Steve not wanting to gamble too much here. You would see a lot of teams following that in and sitting on top, but Steve going to play the run back.
Even a split here, Paul. You might see a lot of teams play a split. That way you've got 2 of your rocks possibly in the rings, or at least in that control zone. If you happen to miss this run back, now they're going to replace that guard with a yellow guard.
Opts to play a little bit down weight there, almost a control weight to keep that shooter, but just slightly high side loses the shooter, keeps that one up front.
Still a very good shot.
Niklas going to give him another opportunity to draw that 4 foot.
Probably enough where he didn't get that extra quarter inch of finish.
Sebastian with his first here in the second end. Again, 0-0 game.
Linjen är
Steve
bra.
Laycock having red rocks and hammer in this end.
Bite en fot.
Not
Boys
even
are
this end,
working
but the
hard
whole
on this
game,
one.
actually.
Kör dem
Yeah, they did sweep the last one a little
Linjen
bit, so I think
upp.
they're trying to bring the sweepers in. These guys can move the brushes really quickly. And this is over curling a ton.
Yeah, I think he probably's got into a slightly wider path there. And maybe didn't give the boys quite enough weight, but now it sets up an excellent situation for Laycock if they can find their way to bury one around these staggered guards. Was Benny Heebs, was he on that team with Laycock when they won the Worlds back in 03, the junior?
He was not on the team. He was actually the 5th player for that team. Steve Laycock, the 2003 World Junior Champion. Niklas Edin, the 2004 World Junior Champion. And again, Edin's biggest win coming to date last season, winning the World Championship.
Yeah, they'll be looking to back that up with a gold medal in Sochi. They are going to be one of the favorites for sure. They're already selected as Sweden's team, so they know they will be playing in the Olympics.
We're taking.
Not a very good result there, Paul.
No outturn draw for Kirk Myers. They have been doing a lot of hitting right now, but Laycock
Just
up and
wiped
try to
off
go.
there,
He
huh?
did take a little wipeout on the rock. Steve providing some levity for the broadcasters. His probably main concern is that you are commentating right now.
Yeah, he's going to be a little nervous out there on the ice about what just happened. Might have to get a little breathalyzer done on him after the game, see what's going on.
Normal eller?
I can't translate what Niklas just said, but like I said, if he goes into a gray area with his language, we'll be able to call him on it. Rhymes with pita.
Oh my God. Sebastian Kropp with his last here in the second end. Just playing the wide outturn hit. They'd love to get a roll into the right of the screen here. Now the left of the screen. And just running a little bit straight on him. Heads up,
I think it was
Steve.
actually up here a bit. Much better.
Two options here. You can actually draw right around the guard or play the hit and roll. We'll see if we can listen in on the discussion here.
Yeah, but if it's roll, what do we do? Why don't we just go here? Well, if he misses it, we're going around again.
I like the aggressive call here by Steve. Very good.
Had an opportunity to go with Steve to a World University Championship and watch him play, and he's really has a mind for the game, and it's fun watching him walk through options and so on. He's definitely got a skipping mind for sure. So last third rock here for Team Laycock, opting for the aggressive call to get into that top 4 foot, try to set up a 2-point score here in the second end.
Good!
Colton Flash and Dallin Myers on the sweep here.
Yeah!
Saw a few rocks in this spot over curl.
Gotta go! Gotta go on!
Just ticking on that top one, moving full open, and they are shot, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't think it matters too much if they're shot or not. Edin has to respect that rock and make a play on it, I would hope.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it changes his call too much, and he just nose hit that. And so they think it's red. And again, like Pete said, it doesn't really change the option. I guess if they were shot, they could look at throwing that some sort of in-turn draw through the hole, but leaving that red one there is not a great option. So out-turn nose hit here for Niklas. He might try a little bit of a roll under those centers.
think we got to give a shout out to Ice Maker Roy. It looks like he's definitely added some curl into the ice because the boys, as much as they were adjusting yesterday to maybe it being a little straighter, it looks like today they're going to have to adjust, take a little extra ice because there's definitely some more curl.
Go Roy.
Way to go, Roy.
Shout out.
Budweiser Roy. Caesar, if you're listening.
To those of you downstairs listening, we are upstairs here in the Brooks Curling Club. Pete is a lover of the Caesar today. We're in the blue room. So he is now empty. First Caesar down for Pete Stesky. I am okay.
What did I tell you about using my last name on there?
Niklas Edin with his first here in the second end. Just a hit. It's fading a bit, but it looks like they just need to get a nose hit on this one.
Definitely looked like he faded that one out.
Didn't throw the big weight, so the curl on the ice today helped him a little bit to keep that rock in play. Steve taking no time on the call, just out-turn draw again.
It's a really good opportunity for Steve that he needs to take advantage of, because if he can execute this perfectly, he should be able to score his deuce this end, and it's a 2-point lead. It's always nice to get out to a good jump like that against a team of Edin's caliber.
And tight both times.
Steve used the out-turn with the draw the button for a hammer, and was just a little deep in the button, but one hammer with that, so similar shot for him to go back in his memory bank to get. Out-turn draw here for Steve Laycock, his first in the second end.
Kommer ut I ditt spår där nästan. Längre ut än alla han skrivit ner.
Line's looking really good in this one. Now they just got to drag it into the top 4 foot. Want to be fully buried, top 8, top 4.
Oh! Nice shot there. Well judged by the boys, I think. Maybe about a rock too far, Paul, just to leave a little extra room for your next one, but pretty tough situation for Niklas.
Great throw by Steve, but I agree with you, Pete, probably a better judge by the boys, but line call as well by Kirk Myers to make sure that gets in the proper spot. Great looking ice, Roy. Again, almost edge of 8 foot there, getting into the side of the center line.
We have our first question, Paul, from Twitter. From Neil Walshchuk. He wants to know where Wang is this weekend. Wang, Team China, is actually curling in the same event as your wife.
Yeah, Manitoba Lottery's Women's Slam out there in Winnipeg started this morning. Betty Wang won her first game, as did Jennifer Jones, so they'll be meeting up in the second game in the A.
Yeah, I was talking with Caitlin. She says they're always excited for an opportunity to take on Wang. They like to come out on top. Wish we had a translator here to see what the guys are talking about. It looks like they're going to try to throw the
out-turn heat.
And try, for those of you at home, there's a little thing called the drag effect. They're looking to actually pull that rock. They use the yellow to pull the red rock back in line and make essentially what would be a double raise takeout, leaving yellow lying 2. Steve would then have a choice to play a double and blank the end or draw for a single.
You'll see Niklas chuck the bomb on this one because they don't know the angle's that great. They just want to get a piece of that red one and pick it out. There's a possibility if you hit it in the wrong spot that you could jam it.
Absolutely. So they're looking, like you say, harder is better. That way you get way more action as the rock gets driven back.
Cameraman Dan's trying to stay up with this heat. And what do we got in the house? Just gets it, and that's again a great example of why you wanted to chuck the high hard one.
He did move it far enough that the yellow is now shot rock. I have to talk to Niklas after the game here. Wonder why he threw that so soft.
Niklas known for his big weight ability his whole career. So leaving again, like Pete mentioned, just rolled far enough that it brings a tougher shot in here for Steve Laycock. They'd have to, hit and roll on that top one, roll their shooter in. Top yellow does not have to leave the rings. They just need to make sure they roll their shooter in for a second shot. So out turn, hit and roll for Steve Laycock on this one, rolling his shooter into the full 12.
Normal.
Like you say, Paul, he doesn't even have to make the double. He's just got to basically jam those 2 yellows and make sure his red rolls in further than what the yellows are counting. Look for maybe some control weight here.
The call of normal a half second ago by Steve would probably lead me to believe that he's going to throw normal in this one.
These Saskatchewan boys, I don't know.
Again, broom right in the middle of the rock, so he's looking for an inch or two of curl. A little different slide there from Steve.
Yeah, he came at that one from a slightly different angle.
A little
Boys are
tight
working
maybe.
hard.
Again, they got to keep this in the inside of that yellow.
Yeah.
Unfortunate miss there for Steve Laycock. Final shot in the second end. That's a steal of 1 point for Team Edin out of Sweden. They'll take that 1 point advantage in the final 6 ends of this 8-end game.
I knew he'd been, but I didn't think he'd pull that much. Pull back.
So if you've tuned into our 3 broadcasts yesterday, you recognize that I'm here full time. Pete is not. Pete going for his first bathroom break, but also he has declared this Caesar Friday in honor of Wayne Madaw. So Team Edin getting the unexpected steal there. Fairly open end, but missed by Steve Laycock provides that. A great shot by Niklas on his last one. And a miss by Steve gives him that single point advantage going to the last 6 ends of this 8-end game. Interesting sweep there. They're looking for the tight one and just got into the rings, allowing Steve to hit this as it slipped out of that free guard zone. Dallin Meyer is playing lead rocks for Team Laycock. Great shot there by Dallin, keeping the corner guard for his team. And Niklas going to call that back, hopefully up top and not in the rings this one. So Victor for Team Edin.
Bättre linje!
Welcome back, Pete.
Thank you, Paul. I'd like to thank Penny, the upstairs bar. She makes a lovely Caesar, and now that it's past noon, she even throws a little asparagus in there. I know Wayne Madaw would discourage that. Vegetables and drinks don't mix for Wayne. Vegetables and anything don't really work for
Yes,
Wayne.
you go here. Try and make that.
If I missed anything interesting, Paul?
Nope. Few rocks. One rock slipped in the rings, hit and roll to the corner, another center guard, and now last lead rocks for Team Laycock. Steve giving the plan A or B here, so just a simple draw weight shot for Dallin, and then Steve will call the line, see if they can get the little split on that red rock that's in a tight corner position right now.
For you folks in the area, please feel free to come down and celebrate Caesar Friday. Brooks Curling Club, Cactus Pheasant Classic. Give a shout out to Penny. She'll mix it up tight and light or add the spice. It's up to you, however you like it, Paul.
Han var lite segt där ute.
Thanks to Penny for supporting Pete's needs here at the Cactus Pheasant Classic here in Brooks, Alberta.
I wouldn't
Again,
say,
we've talked about this event being a phenomenal community supported event. Multiple sponsors here from community. We had a great reception last night for all the teams and their sponsors.
Yeah, you know what? They put on a great spread last night. The food, the whole community was out. Got a chance to hang out with all the curlers and Jerry Gertz. Jerry might have overdone it last night because he's a no-show today. I didn't notice he was too out of control, but our assistant producer, head technical man, Dan, thought Jerry might have taken a little too deep.
Colton Flash, second for Team Laycock with his first shot here. Looking for the hit and roll, trying to use some of that cover. And going to get in a little bit, but still open, I think. High in the house, which makes it a little more difficult. So Niklas just deciding what to do here. Going to call the double here instead of trying to just nose hit that and get rid of two problem rocks for Niklas. Not liking those Laycock red stones at the top of the house. Freddie Lindberg being called for the double takeout here. Trying to take a picture from his girlfriend's playbook. And that is not the picture he was looking for.
No, that certainly didn't work out the way he was hoping.
Yeah, just a little wide on that one. You can tell right away Niklas was calling off. So leaving Team Laycock sitting one. Steve's just going to look at splitting the house possibly.
Control.
Interesting call here. The other option, they're going to play the hit and roll. The other option is just to draw the wing on its own. And I think in a situation like this, it just comes down to your own team's preference.
Hit it.
Communicating with a little bit with Benny and Mark back at the hotel room. Guys, please feel free to come down. We're looking to do some live interviews today. Spiel has not gone as they've hoped so far, but they get to rest till tomorrow morning at 8, and they'll be out battling in the sea. Potential matchup with former teammate Johnny Moe.
Well, Colton Flash being asked for the hit and roll in that one. Steve again sort of sticking to a more defensive game plan. Could easily split the house, but went for the hit and just got a little unlucky on the roll there. Rolled out of play. Really good opportunity for Laycock to lie to. Opportunity missed, so Edin is going to go for the just the open hit.
Whoa.
Nice control weight here by Sebastian.
Fint.
I would say that's good board or light board there, Paul. A little lighter than nice weight, which they play quite often in Manitoba.
Laycock.
When I played with Eddie Wernick, our belly weight was Peel, for obvious reasons.
Kirk Myers, third for Team Laycock. First shot in here in the third end. We got some watchers in Winnipeg in between games at the Manitoba Lottery's Women's Slam out there. Good shot there by Kirk Myers. Again, another open end for these teams.
I don't know if we were hired to commentate on such boring games. You gotta be kidding me, boys. Mix it up. We're gonna spend more time talking about the Caesars than we are the strategy out there, Paul.
Whoa.
For those of you who like a tasty rim, she does an excellent job with the glass.
Great shot there by Sebastian. Steve taking no time, calling the hit and roll on his own, looking to try to get behind that center guard.
I'll tell you one thing, if we're playing with time clocks today, the guys would be in excellent shape. It's been a very fast-paced game so far, mostly due to a lack of rocks in play.
Jag får för mig att det går ganska rakt där ändå. Tendensen blir starkare och starkare nu, att det kommer 4,5 fot nästan, och där går det.
Any Swedish listeners in the background, if you want to tell us what they're saying, we'd be more than happy to get some feedback. Third end of this 8-end game here in Brooks, Alberta. Team Laycock with red rocks. Team Edin with yellow.
Good.
Nice shot there. Got a little piece of that rock buried, Paul?
A tiny, tiny piece. So Niklas going to be trying to just hit and roll again. He's happy to keep the 1 point advantage right now. Steve will be looking for the blank again on this end, taking hammer into the fourth. Unless he can get a miss out of Niklas. I don't see it coming with the number of rocks in play right now. Sportsnet coming up with the first slam of the year, starting on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know what their broadcast schedule is, but the Masters of Curling, men and women, featuring the 6 trials teams from Canada, along with 10 international rinks that have opportunity. A lot of them Olympic teams already. Other teams trying to battled out for the last couple Olympic spots.
Will Russian Cape be in the field, Paul?
Yep.
Like I didn't know that already.
Whoa!
Pete Stesky, proud president of the Russian Cape fan club.
Whoa!
We'll get back to this game. Great shot there by Niklas. Again, loving the weight they're playing. Just board weight takeouts, trying to get some curl. And Steve looking for that hit and roll on his own here, trying to get behind. It's a little cat and mouse game, but the odds of a blank end here are quite high.
Yeah, Steve really has to focus as much as he wants to make this roll. He can't gamble too hard and roll out of the rings, or then Niklas will take the opportunity to draw around that center guard and either force or steal one. So it's key that Steve maintains his shooter in the house here.
Again, looking for the roll. Not going to get it. Nose hit there for Steve Laycock. Looking for the roll, did not get it. So it gives Niklas here a great opportunity to try to make that roll himself. Put a little pressure on the opposing skip.
Shut up, you make it close to it.
Boys making the draws look easy today, but the hit and rolls are eluding them. Last rock here for Team Edin.
Now, on the other hand, here Niklas can really gamble because if he doesn't get this buried, it's going to be a blank end anyway. So he can really take a gamble here to try to make the roll. It's not as important that he stay in the rings.
Whoa!
Ale.
Pretty sure that means don't sweep.
Do not sweep. It's not curling, actually. I read it on Google Translate. So nose hit there for Niklas Edin. Blank attempt here for Steve Laycock. Saw this similar end in the first end. Out-turn blank attempt. Second of the game here for Steve. A 1 point advantage currently for Team Edin over Steve Laycock here in the A qualifier at the Cactus Pheasant Classic. Last rock of the third end coming up. Again, boys pounding this one.
That looks good.
Get out of the rings. And he does. Blank end here in the third, going on to the fourth. Again, Edin with the 1 point advantage. Laycock with hammer going into the fourth end.
Got an update here from the Curling News at curlingnews.com. Only 10 men of curling calendars to go, and there will be 1,000 calendars sold in online sales. And from what I understand, the person who buys the 1,000th calendar online will get a signed jockstrap from Ben Hebert.
Well, isn't that something?
I don't know what second last prize is. Hopefully we get a guard up here and play this end, Paul, so we have something to talk about.
If you're just tuning in, it has been a very open game here.
Gärna curla!
Possibility for a 2-point score for Laycock in the second end. Just a little tight on that one, leaving the steal of one for Niklas and crew from Sweden. We're here in the fourth end of this 8-end game.
Ja, bra.
Edin with yellow, Steve Laycock and crew with the Red Rocks. And we're going to go for it here.
Så såg ut som han bara tappade i världen liksom.
Low turn corner guard here being asked. The Laycock lead.
En kant 8 ungefär.
Dallin Myers. I assume Dallin is from the very, very famous Myers family, curling family out of Saskatchewan.
Yes, yes. 2 Myers on this, Kirk Myers and Dallin Myers. Coach Lyle Myers is behind the glass.
I believe the 1986 in the Kitchener-Brier featured 4 Myers on the team. Might have all been brothers. I don't have that in front of me.
Where do you come up with that?
Dude, I got so much stuff going on in my head you don't even know. You can check it. Google it right now.
I just Google it.
I dare you to Google that and contradict it. It happened. 1986, Kitchener, won by Eddie Lukowicz over Russ Howard, playing with possibly the worst front end all time. Just kidding, Ken and Tim.
Risk över nästan på den här. Bara stanna. Bara stanna, han kallar över.
Intern guard here by Victor looks really good.
Fint.
So a pretty typical end that we haven't seen yet, but typical end for what we were expecting out of these two teams.
Yeah, so far it's been fairly typical ends of that of a Scott Tournament of Hearts. It's good to see that the boys just showed up now.
Då går Edin nästan upp och Sebbe börjar gå över så här.
Last lead stones here in the fourth end. Dallin Myers being asked for the outturn freeze.
Good! Room! Good line! Good line, make sure we're here. Gotta be right to it. Gotta be right to it, hard!
It's looking really, really good. Trying to get the full freeze that they can, but most importantly, fully buried. That's a really good shot of Dallin Myers.
Niklas will stay on the offense here, try to generate a steal. Be interesting to see what happens after these Olympic trials. Obviously, with Alison Kreviasik playing with Rachel Holman, a favorite going into the trials. Freddie's already playing in the Olympics, obviously, with these guys. So their relationship is going to continue to develop. I'm assuming one of them is going to have to jump to the other side of the pond, and we've got a lot of side bets going on that. Hate to lose a lovely lady like Allie over to Sweden. Allie, please stay with us. We love you.
Japp. Nu är det bara att dra den hela vägen. In i bok. Kom igen.
Outturn guard by Freddie Lindberg.
Fint. Perfekt så.
Slipped a little bit into the rings, but they won't mind the placement of that one. Got tucked around that one guard already, so it still does its job. Steve's not wasting any time with all the yellows in play right now. Going to try to get rid of 2 of those if he can.
Yeah, no real choice here, I don't think, but to try to run the guards.
Colton Flash with his first.
Yep.
Probably not the greatest of curling surnames, I wouldn't think, Flash.
Okay.
It's tricky. There was a skip in Ottawa, Dan Mustapik.
Yes.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, we used to call him Haddo Pick. He actually won the Welton Beauchamp in 1995. The biggest upset in the history of curling. You can also Google that. That's a fact.
We looked at it for most of the sheet.
Freddie Lindberg with his last rock here in the fourth end, just trying to replace that center guard that Colton Flash got rid of.
Japp. Måste dra den nu.
Again, Paul Webster here with Walking Encyclopedia.
Kom igen.
Pete Stesky.
Fortsätt. Kom igen. Hårt.
I actually founded Wikipedia.
Of course you did.
Det är bra det.
Great shot by Lindberg. A little higher, so a little tougher play here for Flash.
Yep.
Intern heat from the young Saskatchewan curler. Beautiful shot. So gets a double takeout on the yellows, leaves that red one up front. So still some work to be done here by Team Laycock to try to get 2 points of this end.
Tre fot här ungefär tror jag.
Walking Encyclopedia, Pete Stetsky just brings to my attention he was right in the lineup of the Myers brothers in the Kitchener-Waterloo Brier. Garth, Craig, Warren, and Lyle Myers with 5th Eugene Ritzik that year.
Eugene, a great player to Saskatchewan, lost the 1988 Brier final to Pat Ryan, who's here in the building. Eugene gave up 3 to upcoming home in that game. He tried to last rock freeze it. If it would have went another 27 feet, it would have only been 4 feet short.
In-turn guard by Sebastian, well played. Lyle Myers, the aforementioned Lyle Myers, sitting behind the glass here, coaching Team Laycock.
Also in the building is 2002 Olympic bronze medalist Andreas Schwaller, coaching the Swiss men's team. Great player, obviously, in his own right. He's given up the game in 2009 to move to the coaching side. Absolute gentleman of curling. Outside of the time he set us up in a gay hostel in Zurich. Unfortunately, a true story.
Så såg det inte ut.
George, if you're listening, everybody wants to know why you paid for 2 extra nights out of your own pocket.
Kirk Myers with his first here, looking for the double peel and trying to get some action on the ones in the house if they can. Half rock is what they're looking for. That might not have been the action they're looking for. But again, it does simplify things in the in front of the house, but also in the house. They're getting down to the point where 2 points would still be great, but they want to make sure they can score here.
Yeah, he cleaned up a lot of stuff there, opened up the rings a little bit now for his team, just in case they have to draw for 1. And leaves a few reds lying around for some crazy run backs if needs be.
In-turn guard here for Sebastian. Again, similar shot he just played. We keep talking about questions. If you want to send your questions into us on air, it's for Pete Stetsky, it's at XL Purple Sweater. And for myself, at Curling_Coach. We will pretty much provide any question on air.
We actually...
Great shot by Sebastian.
It's a good little segue there. We just received a tweet from Mark Keane. He announces they're looking for a new 5th for the pre-trials, as at C. Haji, Colin Hodgin just isn't doing it for us. Hashtag bad jokes, hashtag self-promoter. Have to agree with you there, Mark. I think you could probably find a much more suitable 5th player for your squad. Someone with some talent and a sense of humor. How do you feel about that, Paul?
I feel that you just tell it like it is sometimes, Pete. It's interesting to see what actually is going to come out of your mouth. No filter, Pete Stetsky.
I lost it at a very young age.
Hashtag no filter. Kirk Myers here with his 2nd. Again, trying to keep things clean for Laycock. The 1 point deficit right now is not a big deal, but we don't want to give up steal here.
No, that 2nd point would definitely be the control point that Dean's looking for.
For another double peel out of Kirk.
Good.
And he makes it look easy.
Yeah, very good shot there. One thing, as aggressive as Niklas and his team will play, they can also power curl, if you will. So if you give them a lead late in the game, they've got easily the ability to make the double peels, the run backs and whatnot, and close you out. So you don't want to get too far behind VC.
Talk about Mark Keane, one of our pre-trial skips, but also getting into the curling apparel business this year. So Run Back Apparel is his brand right now, doing some of the work. I think Kui's team actually was in that in that company's clothing yesterday.
Did he do their jackets?
I believe he did.
Those are excellent jackets, Mark. I think your company's doing great work. Keep at it. He's a great young player out of Ontario. Probably the future of curling in Ontario, along with Johnny Epping. Matt Cam, excellent player.
Intern guard here, and again another intern guard here for Team Edin.
He says it's very close. Just keep it clean. Line's okay, he says. Line's okay.
Yeah, Pete taking some quick Swedish lessons from Pia Lundholm prior to the game.
Actually from Sissy Oslin. We're doing some FaceTime right now. Hers looks a lot better than mine, I gotta tell you.
Oh, great shot there, but Niklas just didn't cover, so the outturn is a possible shot here for Steve. Just didn't finish that extra inch.
I'm not sure that warranted the European low 5 there that they gave on that shot, but that is a trademark of the European teams.
So this is definitely a shot in Steve Laycock's wheelhouse, known for his drawing ability and soft weight shots.
Yeah, I'll give you back 4. We'll brush for the top.
So he's, like he's saying, he's just looking for back 4 weight out of his hand and give the extra tap room to the boys.
Steve's an extremely versatile player. I know the only time we probably played against him, I believe he was throwing lead stone for Pat Simmons. And it shows you, I mean, he just puts his ego aside. He puts himself in the best position he can to win. And now that Pat's moved on to play third stone for Kevin Coey out of Calgary, he's retook the reins and is back skipping and doing a great job.
First shot for Steve here in the 4th end. Laycock having hammered down 1 to Niklas. Looking for the late finish here. He needs to get that yellow rock out of the forefoot to make this an okay shot. Trying to get to the full tap. Just didn't have the line there, so couldn't sweep it. A really good opportunity now here for Niklas. Put a ton of pressure on Steve.
Yeah, I mean, normally we'd listen in to see what the conversation is, but since they're speaking Swedish, we won't know. But be very interested to see where they choose or attempt to leave this stone, where they feel they can apply the most pressure on Steve and create a steal for themselves.
Even a nose hit here is not too bad. You might push them to try some sort of double.
Yeah, you'd almost leave them no choice but that slash double to blank the end, and if it's missed, you get your steal.
Fairly routine end here for Edin and crew. They've Steve opted to throw the corner guard this time, and we just saw a couple rocks go Colton Flash having to peel that out, so never an opportunity to get the play behind the corner.
It shows you the value, Paul, of what we talked about yesterday with Benny Hebert about the lead stones, and if they can be positioned properly, like Victor did a great job this end. He's actually controlled this entire end for his team with the setup he created.
Yeah, and the one rock that really kind of hurt them was that second freeze by Dallenmeyers. Still in a good position, but not a full freeze, so we're about 18 inches above that yellow that's still in play, and it was picked out by one of the double peels.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty funny at this level that you make a perfect line freeze attempt, and it's 15 to 18 inches short, and that's the difference in where we are right now.
Last rock here for Niklas Edin. 4th end, 1 point advantage, looking to hit and stick here in the forefoot and put a lot of pressure on Steve Laycock. Edin, the reigning world champion, looking to qualify for the first time here in Brooks. I did not see that coming, so just was light on that one. That might have been backline, if anything. He could have easily thrown board. They've been throwing board for a lot of their shots, so just light out of hand, over curl because of that. Laycock already with a single, drawing for his second point, and a huge turnaround this end that looked like a possible steal for Edin just 1 rock ago.
Yeah, that's a massive miss out of Niklas, like you say. Looks like he threw that a lot less weight than what he was hoping to throw. And I'm just going to my little reminder page to see if he's dropping any of these words that he's not supposed to. Because a result like that, it definitely warrants a couple of them. Yes, he just did.
He totally
just did. He just dropped the classic word that the ladies never like to be heard. Shame on you, Niklas. That will be a $100 fine.
Payable to Pete Stetsky.
I will then turn around and donate half to the kids, half to Caesar Fridays.
So out-turn draw here for Steve Laycock, his last shot for 2 points. Steve known for his draw weight ability. Just needs a piece of the button, and that'll be 2 points, taking a 2-1 lead here going into the fifth end. No mistake about it. Great draw weight, great sweep from Team Laycock. Opportunity jumped on.
Byt bort den också så att det inte händer igen.
I think we go tight here, right? I think so too. You want to blank. Getting 2 is pretty tough, though.
Well, like just like here and then here.
Sure.
So Steve talking to his team about the game plan going here in the into the fifth end. They might go in the first one, and I'm not sure what you'll see Edin doing right now. It's been a fairly open game.
I'm going to predict Paul there's going to be, he'll go in, Edin will throw the corner guard, and then Laycock will go in again and try to bring that play into the rings, I think.
Interesting. So 2-1 lead here for Team Laycock. Big end just 2 seconds ago, getting a unexpected 2-point score for them.
Thank you.
Dallin Myers, lead for Team Laycock, his first here in the fifth end. The silence would say that it may be a little bit heavy. The body language is also saying that. Now they're going to jump on it. Looking, no, they're going out front. So tight guard, great shot by Dallin Myers. Exactly where Steve saw it. We just weren't able to hear the call.
And do you think, Paul, you do a lot of coaching, obviously, at the highest level. Do you think that the fact they threw short here, they're maybe trying to force Edin to score this year? It's some scoreboard management going on there?
100%. Steve doesn't mind giving up 1 here, loving to keep the hammer in 6th and 8 in theory. So, there's a lot of play to have that hammer in the even ends in these shorter games, being 8 ends. And now that he has that 2-1 advantage, he can sort of play that. So if he forces a single here, takes 1, maybe, in the perfect world, take 2 in the 6th. Again, just trying to keep that mathematical advantage. So he's now got a 1-point lead going into the last 4 ends against the reigning world champion. So Steve trying to take any stats on his side. So we get to the tight center, we got the corner guard, and now the rock behind. So we'll see if Team Edin can manufacture some offense with that corner guard. Last end we saw Laycock throw it, but no real good opportunity to get anything behind it. Great shot, or great opportunity here for Dallin Myers to set his team up.
Prefer they freeze and do that. Good. Don't play with.
Great shot by Dallin. 99% buried there.
That's a really nice setup right now for Laycock's team. Victor will be asked to throw the in-turn freeze here.
Kolla hela vägen om det går. Jag drar den här.
Big sweep at the start for those guys, looking like they kept a little bit straight, trying to get all the way behind that Reds center guard, and they're not going to be happy with that one wide open.
Yeah, Victor must have been a hair wide there. The boys were sweeping it to try to drag it down there for the weight, but it never had good line.
Steve Laycock, if you're in the building, it's your shot.
Maybe Steve is interested in participating in the Caesar Fridays, having a little chat with her girl Penny upstairs here, maybe? Probably not.
It would be hilarious if he brings the Caesar on the ice right now.
Does give me an opportunity to maybe exit myself and
grab another Caesar. Pete is out of Caesars, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening in the Brooks Curling Club, we're upstairs. Niklas offering to hold the broom for Team Laycock.
Yeah, it looks like Niklas would like them to play the in-turn through the hole, maybe the little yellow slash onto the red rock there.
Now the boys could shoot here. The rule has in the rule book, of course that's where it would be, says there should be someone in charge of the house. They're opting to wait for Steve versus sending the third up in the house. Maybe some gamesmanship going on here.
I don't know. You were in an interesting talk about rule books last night with one Jerry Gertz. Does the World Curling Tour really have a rule book?
I believe they play by the same rules that the CCA competition rules. Yes, that is correct, Pete Stetsky. Colton Flash here with the intern board weight hit and roll.
Nice classic toe slide there from Colton. When you learned to play, Paul, were you a flat foot slider or were you up on your toe at all?
Flat foot but lift.
Oh yeah, the lift. I think once I stopped lifting, that's when I ended up in the broadcast booth.
So opportunity for Colton Flash put a ton of pressure on Team Edin's, but again, the hit and roll becoming the hardest shot here in this game.
Tia!
Freddie Lindbergh with his first.
Stand! Stand! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stand up! Up!
Looking for just a down weight hit and roll for two corners. Interesting call by Niklas there, but wanting to keep the play out to the sides if he can.
Yeah, quite often you'll see teams rip those with PO weight, but it looks like he wanted to keep his shooter in play. He's now created a two-corner guard situation.
I love the call, actually.
Good execution as well. Key to that is to make sure you remove the guard and then keep your shooter. Would have been nice to clip that one off the button, but that would have been a bonus.
Colton Flash being asked for the intern guard here for Team Laycock. Sitting two already in the house. Similar shot here now for Freddie, a little more weight, looking for the double with the possibility of some action on the one on the top forefoot. So you'll see some heat.
Yeah, a little more weight will be coming down here on this one for sure.
A Swedish meat cannon. I'm
going to defer comment on that, Paul.
Fred Lindbergh with his last here in the fifth end. Double with a possible triple in play here. Or a single. Little over curl there.
Yeah, nothing really good happened out of there. They missed the double, and they may have taken away the ability to use either one of those yellow guards on the right-hand side of the sheet as we look at the ice right now.
So again, not too much pressure here for Team Laycock. Pretty simple game plan. Just keep guarding until there's a big play. A little concern though with the rocks out on the side. If there's ever an opportunity to get in there and make a hit and flop, Edin's got some options. Kirk Myers with his first here in the fifth end. Looking for the late finish that they can. They don't want to show any of that back rock. So it's about inch and a half open. So Dean with a interesting choice here. He could go with a lightweight shot.
Looks like Niklas feels he's buried enough of it that he might try that same double peel.
Yeah, we talked about the ice. The one thing we haven't been getting right now is the finish on that lighter weight shot. So we've been seeing great finish on the draws and the guards. But one of the toughest shots to play here so far in Brooks seems to be that hack board weight shot. When you look, again, hits and rolls right now are becoming really difficult. So Team Edin known with their big weight hitting ability. He's trying to line up the double peel, but maybe the triple. And then Niklas also talking about the possibility of splashing one of those yellows on the side into the rings as well.
Yeah, it's really good rock awareness there by Niklas, knowing that he has that option, and If he's able to do that, he might even get one of his yellows in there buried.
Big weight shot here from Sebastian Kropp. Little thin. Oh, and look at this action.
Yeah. And you know what? A lot of people at home might think that was a fluke, but he had that lined up the entire way. He knew that he could create some action off his yellow stones, and that's a well-executed shot by Team Sweden there.
Feel like. Yeah, I played here in the first end.
Sebastian can throw the rock a million miles an hour.
So a quick end changer there for Team Edin. And Laycock needed to make a really good shot here with his last third rocks. Kirk Myers throwing.
These are the shots, Paul, that we've seen. Still a little tricky for the boys to try to execute. Like you said, that hack weight, board weight. Yesterday we saw a lot of them miss wide. Today we've seen a couple actually over curl.
No! Oh!
Still fading away from the line, as you can see it on your screen. Now it's beginning to curl a little bit. Needs a stick in the house here. Getting a piece.
Yeah, not a
Not
very big
getting it out of
piece.
play though.
Fuck me.
Okay, Steve. No.
Don't know if that was Steve. We're going to have to get verified on who we have to find on that one.
Only the skips today being mic'd here at curlingzone.com. We are on air. Again, apologies to listeners out there for the language sometimes used. The boys are highly invested in this game.
Any kids right now should be in school anyway.
Better not be a PD day.
No.
So outturn board weight shot here for Sebastian's last one here in the fifth end. A really good opportunity to possibly set up the deuce here in the fifth end for Team Edin. Sort of chasing the entire game, and it really came down to third rocks here. Sebastian made a great plan B shot on his first one, and then a little miss out of Kirk Myers.
Aldrig.
Needing to stick around.
What do you think, Paul? Just a case of too much weight there?
Yes. Yeah, it's a little heavy, but they just saw a shot come down similar weight that they probably were trying to throw, so just board weight, and looks like he was a little up there. But they really need to find a way how to get those sweepers involved every shot. Steve not taking any, wasting any time going out the far one, and just going to get rid of it, I think.
Had a good opportunity to drop a deuce there, and speaking of which, for those who know, the air is a little bit ripe today in Brooks.
Yeah, just to rock the jam on once they go around.
Brooks, home to one of Alberta's biggest slaughterhouses, I believe. Beef processing plant here in Brooks, Alberta. And once in a while, you do step out of the hotel, and you're welcome to Brooks.
Yeah, me having a very weak stomach, Paul almost got multiple opportunities to see my breakfast today. It was not pretty out there. We're going to stay indoors for the rest of the day.
Again, Brooks, Alberta, about 2 hours east of Calgary. 7th annual Cactus Pheasant Classic. This is an A-side qualifier here in this event. 2-1 lead, Laycock over Edin. Oh, beautiful shot there by Steve.
Yeah, very, very nice shot there.
Would have liked more of a nose hit, I think. Doesn't want to create any jam opportunities. So Niklas having the opportunity, could double here, but looks like he's going to go for the score, just with the liking what the rocks are giving him. So he's going to go with the outturned draw.
He's got the opportunity to throw a few draws in this game already, so he should have a feel for the weight for sure.
Still better than those hit would have been.
Ja, det behöver jag inte nu.
Yeah,
det behöver jag inte nu.
We got a retweet from Pea Lindholm.
3-time world champion and Team Edin coach, Pea Lindholm. Thank you very much for the shout out there.
Jag kunde inte släppa den aktivt. Antingen så var det ospelat, att den liksom gled in I något trögt, eller så var det...
We also have an update from at Schuster Shuffle. So, he just wants to let us know that Steve often takes at least 3 bathroom breaks a game. That's good information to know.
It's interesting that he kept tabs.
Yeah, it's an awkward stat. I mean, I don't know if we can look that up on curlingzone.com or not. We'll have to, once Jerry gets here sometime later today. Maybe, Jerry, you can be here for the night game. I don't know. We're not really missing you.
Jerry Gertz, one of the all-time good guys in curling, looks after the worldcurl.com site as well as curlingzone.com. Niklas Edin with his first rock here in the 5th end. Steve Laycock lying 2. Niklas trying to draw into lie 1 behind cover here. Line was great, just coming up a little bit short there. Laycock still lying 1, opportunity to lie 2 here.
No, he's got that too. Yep. Firm.
Conservative call here from Steve, but probably given the situation where the rocks are, probably the right shot.
Yeah, I like the call. Steve recognizing that there's no reason for him to have to go for the steal here. He was looking for the force at the start.
Tighter.
Wants to remain with hammer in the even ends if he can. So just going to be throwing sort of normal weight here. Half rock, lie 2. Niklas will probably have the same type of shot for a 1. He could go for the double in the blank if he wanted to chuck a meat cannon down there. But probably looking for a draw, keep it tie game.
We're going to have to talk maybe sometime in the break about this meat cannon. see what's going on there.
We'll just call it peel for now. I wanted to say Swedish meatball earlier, but then I thought meat cannon. I'm sure they hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Go IKEA. Steve Laycock's last rock here in the 5th end. Half rock, raised takeout. Makes it for fun.
It's a well-played end by Laycock's team. They got the force they were looking for. As we talked about, they'll now control the hammer in a tie game, which is essentially a 3-end game where you have the hammer, and in theory you hope to have it twice.
Sixth end's going to be a key one now, so we got a theoretical tie here. Niklas having a warm-up shot with his first one, same line, same type of shot. Doesn't have to fully bury here, so they're taking a little bit more ice. Full 4-foot would get it, but even just touching the 4-foot will give him a single point here.
As we've touched on, neither you and I know very much or any Swedish, but I'm sure the conversation there was just because they're going out that little bit extra, probably just confirming what draw weight will be.
2013 World Championship team, Niklas Edin, drawing for 1 here.
At least they have to make a good shot.
Just based on the sweep, it looks like it's really good. Boys just cleaning it into spot.
Yep, go.
Great shot there by Niklas, 1 point, and we have a tie game going into the last 3 ends of this 8-end game here. Cactus Pheasant Classic, Brooks, Alberta. A qualifier. Winner gets the day off tomorrow, and a lot of those 8 qualifiers head over to the Patricia Hotel nearby Patricia, Alberta.
Ladies and gentlemen, 6th end show up, Jerry Gertz, freshly showered. Based on what he was doing back there, I'm glad he did have time to have a shower. It's good to see you, Jerry.
Welcome to the broadcast room, Jerry Gertz. I'm excited to see the brand new website you must have created in your room this morning. Pete Stesky is gone on his 4th break of the game. 5 ends, 4 breaks. First shot for Team Edin here, 6th end. They would love a steal in this end and try to take that extra hammer away from Laycock. So they're going to be throwing up that center guard for sure.
Yep.
Great shot. Steve going to go for the tick shot here in the 6th. Calling Dallin Myers just for a backline weight and going to try to move those rocks around. Lisa Weigel from Team Home and making this look so easy that last year's Scotties ticking everything in play, ticking corners to the side, ticking centers to the middle. It was really hard to watch. I tried it and I missed every single one. Looking close here.
You're good, you're good, you're good. Whoa, 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 Kirk. Whoa, 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 leave a corner.
Great shot by Dallin Myers. Again, getting that corner guard out, and they weren't too worried about that Yellen getting too far back there, but great looking end now for Laycock. Victor will be asked to throw that center guard back in the same spot. Looking like the weight's good. They're just cleaning into spot here. It's a little wider than the last one. And finishes up great. Pete is back, and he's gone again. Forgot his Caesar glass. Same call here for Dallin Myers. Another backline weight tap. So Steve wanting to ensure that they score this end. He's not looking too much for the blank, but more for keeping that 4-foot room, that control zone open.
Yep! Whoa! Oh, yep! Yep! Hard! Hard! Come on, whoa, come on. Shot.
Great shots there by Dallin Myers, keeping the play off to the side. Almost half buried behind that corner guard. So again, really great end for the Leeds.
Vad gillar ni? Vi är skottet där.
You might just see Niklas smash this whole thing if he wanted to and get everything out of play. Oh, he's going to go for the center.
Kan jag den också?
Yellow sitting 1 right now, sitting first and third.
Kommer runt den här, är rätt bra. Eller så slår vi det där och nollar.
Ladies and gentlemen, we gave Jerry Gertz a round of applause. Pete Stetsky, after his 4th break of this 5 ends that we've seen so far, is back in the booth.
Or 6, Paul, or 6.
We're actually in the 6th.
I'm rounding up.
Pete flying in from Ontario just for this event on the invitation from Roy.
Yeah, Roy Grossfield. It gives me an opportunity to give back to the game a little bit, Paul. Meet the fans.
We actually had a lady ask for a picture, mistakenly, I believe, in the stands today.
Yeah, I think she thought we were 2 different people than who we are, but
she had to have.
Needless to say, when she gets back to Saskatchewan, her friends and family are going to be very disappointed when they see that picture of these 2 famous people, which turns out just to be you and I.
In-turn board weight hit here for Freddie Lindbergh, his first in the 6th end.
Hot! Whoa!
Cheers.
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Whoa.
And great looking shot, made it look easy here.
Alat means good. I looked it up. Thank you, Cece.
Try and keep on that one.
Cheers to Dan.
Technical man Dan has joined Pete for Pete's 3rd Caesar of the day.
Flat.
And it's 1:30, 1:25 here in Brooks, Alberta.
Try and keep it on
It's
that
actually
top
nearly
one,
4 o'clock in Ontario.
Yeah, we're going to see if the technical guy can add us a Caesar glass at the bottom of the page so you know where Pete's at. We got the rocks look after at the top, but...
Fans, quite often, they get upset if we joke, which we are joking right now, about drinking and curling. But let's be honest, it's a very social sport, and these guys are playing at the highest level. It's not like they're drinking during or before games. There will be probably some beverages consumed at the end of the day, but nowadays, with so much fitness involved, you won't see any of those shenanigans going on throughout the day.
Intern double takeout here for Colton Flash. Looking for a roll on top there, trying to get to the back one.
Paulie cut me off.
Might play.
That was a big shot, Pete. Sorry, Pete. Listeners at home, you'll recognize that Pete does like to talk about everything other than curling, and I'll try to keep the game on pace. We decided prior to our first broadcast that I'll be the play-by-play guy. Pete will add the color. And for him, that could be any topic in the world. Dan the Man showing us his technical prowess here with the software. Our second split screen of the game. He kind of forgot he set it up before the game, so we just started using it the last couple shots.
Excellent shot there of Freddie with his hands on his hips. Very important for the viewers to see.
See if we can get some input from Ali Kreviazik, if she wouldn't mind joining us on Twitter or texting.
I might call Ali, see if we can do a live interview over the air.
Let's go. Let's do it. You got her?
I do.
Perfect. Ali Kreviazik phone call coming. We'll try to see if the speakerphone works here.
We'll send her a text first to see what she's up to.
So, boyfriend of Ali Kreviazik, Freddie Lindbergh here, looking for the intern draw. Again, great setup of this end by Lee Dallin Myers, putting all the play to the sides of the end. Niklas Edin would love a steal here, but recognizing right away that's play is sort of
basically got to hit
dictated.
it where your shooter would make the roll. It's going to come. All you have to get it past 8, right? Well, you got to get.
You might want to check the schedule, Paul. Ali could actually be on the ice right now in Winnipeg, as I'm sure they're competing in that Grand Slam.
You know what? I think you just call her, and if she doesn't answer, that may mean she's playing.
Jerry's going to get on the case there.
Pete, your insight on this shot call. So they're looking for the raised double on that one. It looks like they could just simply play the hit and roll behind.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to get rid of both yellows, probably throw it hard enough to roll their shooter somewhere over towards the 4-foot to bring play closer to the middle.
Oh!
Colton Flash second for Team Laycock with his last shot here in the 6th end.
Right off.
Trying to get the inside roll. Definitely going to get something.
Good try.
Didn't kill both stones there, but he did make a nice roll.
The other one's going easy.
I think they would have preferred to kill both yellows.
Halvjörn bakom den så de inte kan dubbla vecka.
So Steve trying some wizardry with the rock placement there, trying to manufacture. He's going for the single score here for sure. Would love to get 2, but wants to keep that 1-point advantage going in the final 2 ends. We're trying to keep everything as fairly clean as possible. Niklas Edin with a hit and roll here, even a nose hit might not be too bad. Trying to lie 3 here.
It looks like he tweaked that one a little bit, Paul.
That is Swedish for off.
You're starting to learn.
Thank you.
Nej. Helt upp, det är kört. Järnet in och så långt du kan, Kom igen.
So we have an update, Paul, from Ali. She is not tuned in the broadcast. She is at practice first and then going to the gym. So she just wanted an update on the game. We'll have to include her maybe in a future broadcast. Can't really bother her when she's on the treadmill, although I wouldn't mind if you could maybe live stream that, Ali.
So nose hit there for Sebastian. Slight inside roll. Steve taking no time to call the double takeout here. Kirk Myers, third for Team Laycock.
It'd be big for him if he could eliminate both yellows here. It might bring that other red rock that's in the rings back into play as a potential scoring point.
Oh! Yep! Whoa!
Great shot by Dallin.
It's been a well-played game. I mean, there's been the odd opportunity that's both teams have let slip away, but it's been a really well-played game thus far.
Sebastian Kroper with his last shot here in the 6th end, trying to hit and roll behind the corner guard.
Kom igen, kom.
Bra.
Or push it out. Same turn.
Colton Flash back in the house with the back end. Colton seems to be the third strategy guy in this team. Dallin Myers staying down at the far end.
Jag är lite lös bara, annars har det nog räckt ändå. Okej, ja men då var det inte så löst.
So double takeout here, or simply hit and roll into that yellow one using his backing. Steve again keeping play out of the center. Everything leading us to believe that it'll probably be a single score here for Team Laycock in the 6th end.
Blank still in play. If he can make a nice roll, or if he makes his double, a blank could be an option.
Great throw, great shot by Kirk Myers.
That's an excellent shot there to stay for shot stone and set up a great angle, potential jam there. Excellent shot.
Great shot. Yeah. That is better than double for sure. And for him to make the double, we're drawing.
Steve just getting ready for his last shot, or sorry, his first shot. But recognizing that if we do see a peel weight double out of Edin here, he's probably losing everything. So Steve would just be mentally preparing for that in-turn draw around the corner, trying to generate his 2 points here. I think you're still going to see Steve Laycock score here. I don't think he's going to go for the blank.
Great point here from J.H. Curl regarding the questionable comments of my co-host about the Caesar Friday. If we use Newfie time, we get an extra half hour on that.
Chapp är frågan om den går ut, och den blir nog kvar i bot på Chapp, så jag måste ha lite utsida. Halv tror jag är tveksamt. Ja, jo, men den är...
Paul has now left the booth, thank God. And get some serious work done on this broadcast now. Looks like we're going to get some intern heat from Niklas.
In a different rink, maybe. I think
he's going to try to somehow remove both red rocks. He'll lose his shooter and his back yellow in the process and leave a corner guard for Laycock. Niklas, for those of you who have purchased the calendar, Men of Curling, he's featured in the calendar, and he is one very fit individual, so he has no problem generating the power to throw the rock at high speeds down the ice. Big arm extension there, trying to generate some extra speed.
Oh, Kirk.
Good attempt there. A little unlucky. Probably needed to actually, if anything, just throw it that hair bit harder, if that was possible, in order to get rid of both reds. Now an excellent situation here for Team Laycock to score their 2 and take control of this game.
Couple feet behind T.
As you heard, he's just looking for this rock to, he wants to make it even or parallel to the other rock they have just behind the tee line to avoid any potential double. Please ignore Paul. He had...
I'm back.
You can just pay money for that microphone you just broke. It'll be fine. We'll take it out of your wages.
So what happened? Looks like a slight miss by Edin on his first one.
He made a great attempt. If anything, he threw it as hard as he could. He had to throw it a hair harder, and he would have splashed both out of the rings. But now an excellent opportunity here for Laycock to split the rings and score his 2.
Back 8.
Great conservative sort of patient end here for Laycock. He knew he was looking to score 1, but the opportunity to score 2 is pulling a rabbit out of the hat here. Now, what you don't want to do is this and leave that opportunity for a double for Niklas Edin, one of the best hitters in the game.
Oh. Jeez.
So Steve recognizing opportunity missed there.
Ja. Det spelar ingen spett när jag spelar någon höga fem eller något. Borde gå jävligt rakt.
So if we knew Swedish, we'd try to figure out what they're talking about, because the option there is just to play the double takeout, or they could just look at the hit and roll. And you got to make sure you're going back to the hack with plan A in place.
Yeah, we saw this shot, a similar shot earlier in a game with Rob Schlender against Kevin Martin, and Rob was playing the double, and he got very lucky in that he stopped absolutely perfect behind a center guard, and instead of dropping a 3-ender, he stole a crucial point in winning that game.
Niklas Edin with his last shot here in the 6th end. 2-2 tie, Laycock versus Edin. Looking for the double takeout. Here is the big weight shot by Niklas. Needing it to curl up here to make the double takeout.
No, it's not gonna.
And just a little thin. Off the hook was Steve Laycock. Chance to draw a full 12-foot for his 2 points. And a huge 2-point lead going into the last 2 ends of this game.
Taking the lighter line.
Not too many times you'll see Niklas miss that type of double opportunity.
We saw it in a similar spot last night with John Morris. Johnny whipped one through a hole for a field goal in a spot like that, and Niklas just must have got a hair full as well.
Last shot here for Steve Laycock, 6th end. Open draw for 2 points.
I think you got to go. I think you got to go, Dallin.
Steve cheering them on a little bit. Dallin thinking
Really
it's okay.
go.
Dallin being the lead.
Yep.
Good feedback from the
You're never
thrower
gonna get it
there.
out.
He knows how he threw
Really
that
a top
rock,
eight, I
and he got him to get it on it early to make sure it made the rings.
Great shot there by Team Laycock. 4-2 now,
First one's a little
going into the final
That
2
line up
ends.
big yank, Dallin. Okay, top 4, top 8, Dallin.
Just got the game plan given to us there, straight out of the skip's mouth. They're looking to go top 4, top 8 to start this next end. We do have an update. Rachel Homan's team is actually not playing in Winnipeg, but through the modern technology of texting, we have heard from Ali Krev, and she says that they're playing in Gatineau, and they brought in their 5th player, Heather Smith-Dacey, and Heather is actually going to skip them in their game tonight. Rachel's going to sit out and give Heather that experience to play with them. I would love to watch Heather and Ali play together on the ice in a game of curling.
So that we're here in Brooks, Alberta at the Cactus Pheasant Classic, 7th end of this A qualifier. Team Laycock from Saskatchewan, Team Edin from Sweden.
Clean it if
Edin,
you
the
can.
reigning world champions, down 4-2 with hammer here in the 7th end.
Good.
Going to get the corner guard here out of Victor. As you heard, Laycock's plan is to then throw one into the top 8, and Niklas will have a few choices. He can either throw another corner, make a play on the 2 stones and the rings, or even decide to draw around his corner. Be interesting to see what he chooses to do. Paul just scoping out a picture of his very lovely wife, Crystal, online. Making me slightly uncomfortable right now.
So we said we'd update you in the other A-side qualifiers. There's 3 A-side qualifiers in this 24 team event here in Brooks, Alberta. Rob Fowler playing Sven Michel from Switzerland. It is a 1-0 game.
That sounds
Fowler,
like a real barn burner
We
there.
were complaining about our game. 1-0 game there. We have a 4-2 game happening in our A-side qualifier. And the other A-side qualifier, Mike McEwen versus Team China. And McEwen up 5-2
Really bad.
with hammer in the 6th end.
Looks like Mikey's going to be able to make another trip to Patricia's, cook his own meat. One of Mike's favorite meats is wang steak, which he had the opportunity to chow down on with his recent trip to China. It's a little different than the Alberta beef, he said. little tender, but if you cook it, the darker it is, the better it tastes, he said. We'd appreciate an update, too. If we can have anybody from the patch or anybody listening in the club, can we get an update on Derek Samagalski's socks? See if he's sporting some black ones today. Major violation yesterday, sporting the white ones.
Okay, I'm back together here. That's Paul Webster here with Pete Stetsky. I'll be the politically correct commentator. Pete, the politically incorrect commentator.
Got to play to your strengths, Paul.
Absolutely, and we do. So Team Laycock with the 2-point advantage here, trying to keep everything clean.
Just got a shout out to our, I believe he's our reigning Canadian junior champion, Matt Dunstone.
Matty Dunstone, yes. He
great player.
Played in the World Juniors last year, the test event in Sochi, Russia.
Excellent player. I saw him play at the junior level. He's a fearless player. He just wanted to know whoever does this broadcasting on a live stream game is hilarious. Never laughed so hard while watching curling. Any chance we get to pat ourselves on the back. Thank you very much, Matty. Good luck to you this season. Thanks for passing that along, Haji.
Matt Dunstone, I believe, feel free to send us some information, Matty. I think you're still in juniors this year, trying to get that back-to-back Canadian championships and get back to that World Juniors. And
that's something that probably hasn't been done since Johnny Moe did it back there with Lang and Saville.
It might have happened in 06, 07 with Charlie Thomas.
Oh, it did, yeah. Charlie's Can you update us on his progress?
So Charlie's playing with a young team out of Calgary, Alberta. They were the last qualifier, actually, for the pretrial. So of the 8 teams in the mix, Charlie and squad were 19. So still playing at a high level. They got a team this year. They're taking a little lower profile this year because there's points aren't that important. And then you'll see him on the scene for years to come. One of the best young shooters here in Alberta for sure.
Stanna. Han är redan lång. Ja, ta in den då. Japp. Hej.
I believe Colin Hodgson's actually been picked up to play on that team this year, and he's splitting his duties as also 5th man, as we mentioned, for Mark Keane.
You are correct. Kirk Myers, but this is first stone here in the 7th end. Just a fairly routine peel. Edin getting something set up here with a rock behind there. Be playing the corner guard. The red ones are in a pretty good position for Laycock. There's no real easy double there, but Niklas Edin looking at playing some sort of tap back on those right now to bring in a possible score of 2 for him. He'd love to tie the game up here in the 7th end.
Yeah, it'd be very key if he can squeeze a deuce out of this end and then move to the last end. Tied 4-rock rule. Always gives you an opportunity to steal.
Just so people at home know, Pete is not in his teens. He is a fairly mature, I use that term loosely, mature individual in age. Out-turn tap back here for Sebastian. Just trying to lob it in there and trying to create some better angles on those red ones. It's a little light on that one. As long as they get the full freeze, it brings them in play. That's not bad.
Might as well come in and make it. Come and make it. Even if you kill.
Listening on Steve, they're just recognizing that was a really good shot by Sebastian. They don't want to make a play on that yet, so trying to use that other yellow to make a mess of that other. So thin double possibility here, but
a double. What turn do you like?
This shot very reminiscent to the one made by curling legend Sandra Schmerler in the 1997 Olympic curling trials against Shannon Kleibrink. They were dead in the water until Miss Schmerler was able to execute this very thin double and score 3 points for her team. And then, as all of us know, she went on to not only win that trials, then win the gold medal. And she's since passed on, but long remembered by everybody in the game. And as we mentioned, this Men of Calendar Curling, I believe Jonathan Mead, all of his proceeds from the charity are going to the Sandra Schmerler Foundation.
So Kirk Myers with a double attempt,
That's really bad.
over curled there, a little thick, but stays in the rings. So some decision time here for Niklas Edin, trying to manufacture 2 points.
Good try.
It's always interesting, when you're forced to try to create this 2 without the aid of guards. What kind of angles you try to manipulate in order to gain the advantage to score that extra point.
Update on the 8 qualifiers here in Brooks. Mike McEwen has successfully beat Team China and will be taking the day off here, waiting for the qualifiers tomorrow night. The quarterfinals tomorrow night. So congratulations to Mike and crew. Hot this year. They went undefeated last weekend in Portage to win that event and have yet to lose a game here in Brooks, Alberta.
And the week before that, they actually qualified A-side and lost the final of the Bonspiel to Glenn Howard before getting their revenge last week. Mikey just put in a special order for his wang steak that will be taken to Patricia's tonight.
I think that's flank steak, Pete.
That's not how you spell it.
Mikey's
probably listening to us down in the locker room right now as his wife gets prepared to take on Wang tonight.
De kan ju få en sån om man har otur, men liksom försöka komma upp med lite fart ner i alla fall.
Don McEwen, formerly Don Askin, playing lead rocks for Jennifer Jones' crew. One of our top seeds going into the Olympic trials. Currently, Mike McEwen is sitting 7th on the Canadian team ranking system, but moving up the ladder ever quickly with 65 points and then already qualified in this event.
Yeah, I don't know how a team like that is 7th. I mean, to me, they're as dangerous a team as there is in the world. It just shows you how close things are up at the top.
But not ever.
Mike will go into the Olympic trials, certainly is one of our favorites. Be nice to see him have that breakthrough win he's been looking for.
Just an update from our crack statistician, Jerry Gertz, that this will be, McEwen has been in 8 straight WCT finals, including one that we're including in that stat in the Japan or the China Open. So a stat that's phenomenal when you think about it. So 8 finals with all the teams that he has to play. So I think they're going to try to make this their 9th final here in Brooks.
Yeah, it's not exactly like he plays a soft schedule either. He goes to all the events where all the boys are playing, and probably as good a cash bill team as there is in the world.
Could. Yeah, if we just touch the 2, it might. If not, if direct hit should kill a 6 pretty easy.
So rocks in play here for Team Edin, trying to get something going here.
2, we might, yeah.
Steve Laycock with his first of 2 skip rocks here in the 7th end, trying to look if they can get anything, trying to some sort of double peel, but he'll get the top yellow out for sure, they're talking about.
Now he's just scrubbing the path there where he hopes this rock. Do you really think that makes any difference, or you just do that to...
I don't think the full scrub. What I think you want to make sure there's nothing in play in reference to a pick or something, because that the house can get fairly dirty just from people walking around. So the full out scrub.
You want to see a dirty house? You should come to my place, dude. Just a nightmare right now.
First skip rock here for Steve Laycock, looking for a lot of action in the house. Trying to get both yellows going. And he does. They're going to go out and play. Last yellow sitting in the house still. But third shot, great shot by Steve Laycock.
Yeah, very good. Steve's played very well in this game. Outside of that little miss he had in the second end where he had a chance to take 2 and gave up a steal of 1 because his rock over curled, he's been pretty flawless.
Sopar den på kunna få den där. Allting tjockare, det borde jag ju nästan inte rulla av. Jag spelar 11 då. Jag menar, man borde se rätt tidigt om den inte har chansen på dubbeln och släpper upp den då, så borde det kunna
So trying to bring that yellow into play, he wants to hit one of those Laycock rocks. So looking at a hit and roll here, Edin is.
Får vi inte dubbel nu så blir det oavsett 1 till oss.
Option to play a straight freeze if you wanted to, but not liking the angles.
Jag kan få någon svår dubbel, men det kommer ju inte vara någon gimme oavsett. Gör ett litet försök på dubbel, men...
I believe he just said in Swedish, we're screwed if we don't score 2 here.
Om man säkrar liksom, för bara vicken är ju typ tjock halv bara, eller halvträff nästan.
Get an over the top screen look here for you.
Tredjedel, fjärdedel.
Just with that freeze attempt, you might set up a possible hit and roll aside or double. Not a bad option though. Steve, not known for his huge weight, so although he did just make a phenomenal shot there in his last one.
Yeah, you're right, Paul. He certainly has the ability to throw up, but I think he's more comfortable throwing more of a finesse style.
Skulle stanna kvar där ute kan han ju råka rulla av också, så det är inte...
I think Niklas just gave strict instructions to Sebastian for him to not screw up the line call.
Your Swedish interpretations are amazing. Yeah. Just a quick learn from Pea.
No, I take this job very seriously, Paul, and I like to do the research before the game. Not many people could learn Swedish in a 1.5 hour session, but I feel comfortable with it now.
Hashtag Rosetta Stone.
Hashtag Sissy Oslin. Hashtag Victoria Silverstedt.
And here we are, first skip stone for Niklas Edin here in the 7th end. Key shot here for him to try to manufacture 2 points.
Whoa, 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 Rhea, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Looking like he's close, a little bit too thin possibly. Going for the audible.
Oh, wow. Little unfortunate there.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a little straight. Didn't bring the sweeper, so probably a little wide on that throw.
Pretty firm here.
Again, from our crack statistician Jerry Gertz updating us that Matty Dunstone, 2013 Canadian Junior champion, still has 3 years left in junior.
Are you kidding me? What a phenom that kid is to, you know, when you're that young and you're beating people that are 3-4 years older than you, that's amazing. He's obviously got a great future in this game. Word of advice, Matty, when you graduate to men's, no matter how hard he'll try to get you to play with him, stay away from Reader. You can do better, buddy.
Last shot here for Steve Laycock. Just looking for the nose hit.
Oh! Oh!
Try to force Niklas to the single point here in the 7th end. And just stays in the rings.
That's our first shot at Reed today. So, Reed, you're having a pretty good day. It's almost 2 o'clock out here, so won't be the last, I'm sure.
Last rock here for Niklas Edin, looking for the single point. And then we'll have to steal in the final end to make it an extra, or hopefully if he steals 2, might be the win. Laycock with the advantage for sure.
Yeah. Bara rent. Oh!
Option to draw on this one. We elected for the hit. And success. 1 point, Team Edin taking a 4-3 advantage as Team Laycock with hammer into the 8th end.
Maybe, Paul, we can update all the other scores right now. Looks like future world champion Dean Jonis. It's not going to be his weekend this weekend as they trail 4-1 against Albert local from Brooks, Alberta. Albert Gerdung, 4-1 through 5. The world champs are going to have to pick up the pace a bit. What else we got there, Paul?
An interesting game between Eskilsson, a young new men's team, formerly of junior age, playing Brendan Botcher, former world junior champion. Botcher up 5-2 at after 3 ends, but dropped a late 4-ender in the 5th. Took a single in the 6th, so it's a tie 6-6 game in that one. Eskilsson having hammer in the 7th.
Looks like that might have been a more interesting game to do there. A lot of action over there, 3s and 4s.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, the age bracket of those both those teams, they'll be battling each other for years to come.
Now Thiessen, I see Bradley Thiessen second stone on Botcher, no relation.
No relation to Nolan Thiessen, no, but there is a relation at lead in that team. Park Martin, son of Kevin Martin, plays lead for Mr. Botcher.
Yeah, Carrick had the opportunity last year to go to the Edmonton Brier with his dad and participate as his 5th man. As Glenn Howard's son Scott has had the opportunity to do a few times, although in the future I believe they're looking to add a little more color, maybe purple as their 5th man. Can't be confirmed. Contract negotiations still underway there.
So outturned guard successfully made by Victor, looking for the tick. Dallin made this look easy a couple ends ago, but missing this one.
That's a shot nowadays, Paul, where the leads, it used to be you'd rarely see it made, and it was often played with way too much weight. But nowadays, it almost seems at times that it's automatic for them to at least chip it off of the center line.
Yeah, we've seen it made look easy these days from Craig Saville, Benny Hebert, Lisa Weagle. And, you know, they make those 2 ticks. You pretty much win the end for your team.
Yeah, the hard part with Benny this weekend is the fact they've been drilled their last 2 games. So he hasn't had an opportunity to throw any tick shots.
Come in.
So higher guard played by Victor. Great spots. Would have loved that right in front of that one, but
got a bit of an angle right now.
Steve recognizing that the yellows aren't a bad spot for a double peel, so he may go in on this one.
Yeah, they certainly got great separation on those 2 guards, but because the second guard didn't curl quite up to the center line, it does create a nice angle there for the double peel. Again, something Mark Kennedy is excellent at, but has had very little opportunity to display this weekend.
Dal Myers being asked for the second tick shot.
Really gotta go. Really gotta go.
Colton Flash, Kirk Myers on the sweep, trying to get just a piece of that tight center guard. And roll the corner out of play.
Now, Paul, they tapped that one into the rings. Do they really care about that?
Not really. With a 1-point advantage, I mean, you'd always love it out of the rings if possible, but because it's just in the 12-foot, Steve will be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I knew that. I was just asking for our viewers at home.
Thanks, Vic.
I don't know how Vic can continue to ask all those meaningless questions. We try to run a more serious broadcast over here.
I honestly, I love what Vic does to the broadcast. With, once in a while, TSN, you know, not once in a while, but on a regular basis, get between 500 and a million viewers, 500,000 million viewers. So I think we have to recognize that there are those new curling viewers out there, and Vic plays the easy question role pretty good, and making sure there's some education going on as well for both the new curlers and the old curlers alike.
Yeah, he's been at it for almost 30 years. Does a very good job.
So, little cat and mouse for guards and peels here for the next few shots. Edin will be pretty happy with the situation right now, having 2 center guards. Colton Flash looking for the out-turn peel.
Get that out of my out-turn draw.
Steve recognizing he wants to get as far out as possible. He loves that out-turn draw, so he wants to have that for the win if he can.
Yeah, pretty good awareness there by Steve, knowing what the situation is and trying to create as much room as possible for his rock to slide through there.
Titta upp. Här, gärna lite högre än röd där så man kan fastna på den om man smäller den ditåt.
That means please separate the stones so there's no double.
Det är bra.
Out-turn peel here again for Colton Flash. Looking for a little action in the house if they can get it and get that one off the tee line, but be happy with the straight peel. Throwing this a little more positive here. Last time got a little too thick.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Men vilket som, nästa kille är ju inte jättebra på att slå hårt så att
Be interesting to see how many centers they throw up here, Paul. I mean, eventually they're going to have to make a play into the rings. Team Edin. I guess that second rock out on the wing, one thing it should do is force Laycock to throw against the loss. There should be a pretty easy way to get 2 yellows into the rings, and at least whether it be a hit attempt or a draw attempt, make Steve throw against the loss.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple pages of the strategy book you can turn to here. You could easily just keep throwing center, so, high center guards, and then go in on Niklas's last one and force Steve to draw. But I think they want to load that house up as much as possible. They go in here and make a perfect shot, and Steve will be ripping that center pretty quickly. This is key, though, to get this full in if they can.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes it's not even about being fully buried on that shot as it is getting as much of the forefoot as possible, because quite often they're going to go up and rip the guard anyway. Actually ended up in a pretty bad spot there. Not only is the peel available, it looks like there's a nice angle to make the double here.
In turn, double takeout here for Kirk Myers, his first here in the 8th end. Steve Laycock with hammer and a 1-point advantage in this final end of this A qualifier. Great opportunity for Kirk to clean up this end and really put their team in a great position to win this game.
Ouch. Not a great miss there. I mean, not an easy, well, at their level, actually, that is a pretty easy shot, let's be honest. I don't know who I was turning into there.
So opportunity missed there for Team Laycock to clean up the entire house. They would have left one single Edin stone on the far 12-foot. The only guards in play would have been the corners. Niklas would have been forced to have to use those possibly.
It actually creates a really ugly situation for Laycock, because if you play out this end now, Sebastian's going to throw this guard, Laycock's going to peel it. Eventually, Edin might be able to tap up that stone that's biting the forefoot, and high risk for Laycock to play the double, because if he ever jammed and rolled out, he loses the game.
So you're calling, we got 6 rocks remaining, you're calling extra end right now?
I did not say that, Paul. It's interesting you take that interpretation, which I don't find over the factual, but let's just say it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I will put
successful guard by Sebastian Crow.
I'm going to put it off at 39% that we go extra end right now. 39%. Which, for those of you who know, Paul and I went to university, and coincidentally, that's what he got in first-year calculus.
I think Pete wanted to make the point that we went to university together.
Unfortunately, it took me a few extra years to get through high school, so I think Paul and I were in the same year in university.
Yeah. Pete being 46, me being 38. It was a little awkward.
It's even more awkward in the patch last night how everyone thought you were my older brother.
Out-turn field, last shot for Kirk Myers. Trying to get the bonus one in the house if they can. Just keep missing that one in the house. They're looking for that extra again. Steve recognizing that could come into play here in a few rocks.
Ja, jag tror att det är bra. Try.
Pretty simple guard here for Niklas. I think it's important that if the opportunity presents itself, Laycock really takes a chance of trying to slash it into that one on the wing.
Exakt samma som Sebbes är perfekt. Om något så ett uns närmare, de kommer ändå smälla mot kantstenen. Högre upp än så. Det blir inte så mycket runt liksom.
Steve already talked about the possibility of having to give them one.
Yeah, I did hear that.
So recognizing the rock and the situation aren't favoring him right now. Niklas does have to make both hip shots. So
Niklas was just having a conversation with his teammates. I believe he told them, "I will give you perfect weight. Don't mess it up."
Team Edin with yellow rocks here, trying to steal to maintain some sort of chance of winning this game. In a great situation right now. 4 rocks remaining.
I'd like to give a shout out to Alison Krabiasik's mom. I hear you're listening in on the broadcast, supporting your daughter's boyfriend. Good for you. Thanks for listening.
Sit.
Needing to fully cover this one. Don't want to over curl like they just did.
No, he won't be happy with that.
No, totally. Steve, a great option to just hit and roll on that one. Open up that out-turn draw again for Steve. The problem about, there's two sort of concerns with that over curling. One, the fact that Steve can make a play on the shot, but two, that for Edin to make a really good one, he's got to go behind that one, leaving the out-turn draw for the win for Steve, which is what he's been looking for the whole game.
Yeah, it's a good pick up there, Paul. We caught that earlier. You caught that earlier in the end, and even if he was to roll out here, I think Steve feels comfortable that the best draw that Niklas can make, he will, because the button or the pinhole will be available, he'll be able to outdraw it. And as we've seen in this game, Steve has had excellent draw weight, so he's probably pretty comfortable facing that situation.
First shot for Steve Laycock. Skip rocks in this 8th end. Just looking for the hit and roll. Got to make it go away first. Would love to stick in the ring second.
I think he's done both.
Trying to stay first shot if he can. He did. Great throw by Steve. So update on the 8 qualifiers. We talked about Mike McEwing winning. Sven Michel from Switzerland has beat Rob Fowler, so they are the 2nd A qualifier in Brooks. And you're watching the 3rd A qualifier game, Laycock versus Edin.
So far it's Canada 1, International 1. Playing the tiebreaker here with Laycock and Edin.
Not to be a bad call.
By T-line.
Key to Laycock sticking around there is second or shot rock now. If Niklas is able to bury this stone but expose any of it, Laycock will just have to kill it and not worry about saving his shooter because he already has his winning point. Niklas just told the boys, sorry I messed up on that last one. Hopefully I'll do better this time. That's loosely translated.
Last rock, Niklas Edin here in the 8th end, needing full 4-foot. Trying to bury this behind and make it really hard for Steve Laycock to score one.
Hur lång är den? Med! Kan ni ha den? Linjen är perfekt. Viktor närmast, den kallar över. Whoa, den kallar över.
They're by the guard now. They just got to get this in a great spot. Trying to touch button if they can.
Excellent shot there by VC, drawing the piece of the button there, forcing a very difficult draw now for Laycock.
Great shot by Team Edin. As good as they can do really at this point, leaving the button, and not always the easiest shot when you know this is for the win against the current world champions. Laycock qualified for the pre-trials. It'd be a great opportunity for him to get into the mix here in the playoffs. Last shot, potential winning shot here in the 8th end for Steve Laycock.
Ja, han får dra igen foten. Han har igen foten. Good line. Good line.
Colton Flash, Dallin Myers on the sweep here. We've had a few of these that Steve has made. Looking for a piece of the button and the win.
Oh!
And congratulations to Steve Laycock and team, making it look easy, drawing the button for the win. Our 3rd A qualifier here in Brooks, Alberta, Cactus Pheasant Classic. I'm Paul Webster alongside Pete Stesky. We'll be seeing you at...
Later today.
Later today.
Excellent shot by Steve. Really impressed with how him and his team played that game. Congratulations and good luck to Team Edin in the B-side.
What are we out here? Good brush. I knew we were heavy.